So, you seen that Lucid video?
You mean the one he posted a week ago before Thanksgiving, responding to our shit? Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah. We gonna do anything about it?
Why? Oh fuck, that was the wrong cat. Fuck. Darkwolf, I'm trying to conquest Elysium here.
I don't know. It feels like it was kind of directed at us. They called us out in the comments.
Yeah, but it wasn't
Like,
really
talking about our views.
It wasn't really a response though. It was like called a response video, but it didn't really respond to anything we said. So like, I'm not sure if we should give it a give the response a response. What the fuck? Oh, that's gonna be a horror. I'm fucked.
Oh, you're fucked. Are you sure? Because like it's been a bit since I saw it. Right? I remember you said some shit about like how we were wrong.
Yeah. But if you look at it, he said we were wrong, but he didn't really respond to anything we said. He just kind of gave demonstrations of why he thought it was good. He didn't say anything about what we had to say about the early game power or the cost or anything like that. He maybe mentioned one of those for like 2 seconds, but then he showed a battle where he had like level 5s and 6s research, and it's like that doesn't interact with anything we said. I'm not sure we should respond to that at all.
Really? God, it's been a bit since I've seen it. I saw it when it came out.
Well,
it's like because I know we didn't want to do anything because you were doing the Thanksgiving, and I kind of wanted to know what we're gonna like. Do we want to farm views off it? Think about it.
oh, well, farming views. Now that's an idea.
Here's the argument for why it was bad. Now, I haven't watched every minute of the podcast. I kind of skimmed through it.
Wait a minute, Dark. Are you sure we gotta respond to that? You hear that? You didn't even listen to the podcast.
Yeah, but we're here. You know what I mean? We're fucking already here. We got the shit open.
Yeah, should we wait on Soron? Didn't he have some massive fucking list of all the things he found objectionable about this fucking video?
Yeah, but it's Soron. Come on.
All right.
Basically, it's like beginning of turn 1, Wind of Death, which is what these guys can do. Get all of your buffs up, turn 0. Like, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
It counters so many different things that people can do. Gets rid of so many different threat vectors.
Well,
Hell yeah.
They don't have hand spots, so they can't.
So we're going to talk about some of the things they can do.
We actually went over this.
But I'm going to start off. I'm just going to show you guys a battle here, right?
This is it's the battle.
Tech. This is Construction 6, Evocation 4.
All right, let's keep those researches in mind. Put a pin in them researches. We're about to see what that has to do with anything. I'm turning Lucid back down again because we're just going to skip his explanation and show you what the armies have on the screen. The Nazca army has about 14 mages and about 150 gems worth of.
What are you talking about?
Nazca? Yeah, they have 14 mages. They have 6 masters and 8 slaves. Each slave has a communion slave item. Each master has a communion master item and a levitation ring. Maybe not every master has a levitation ring, but I saw a lot of levitation rings over there. And each master has enough gems to cast multiple rounds of Earthquake, except for the Darkness guy, who casts Darkness. We'll get to that later.
So wait. You're telling me that if I randomly did the math and used the numbers displayed, that his army would hold 250 gems exactly? What?
I think it's less than that. I think it's 150 gems.
Have you looked at how many Earth gems that is?
Yeah, that's a fucking shitload of Earth gems right there.
I mean, it's 100 gems worth of communion items, flat, right?
Good God.
Because it's 10 mages and it's 10 gems per item.
Right.
So 140.
And then the levitation rings is another 5 gems, so that's another 25-ish gems.
Yeah. How many Earth gems is that, real quick?
A fuckload. I don't know, 15.
12?
Who cares?
170. So it's 170 items plus the casting gems.
I think that's a little over 200, yeah.
And then on the pan side, he has these guys casting Wooden Warriors, Strength of Giants, and Legions of Steel with 4 mages and a nary a gem to be seen in ye whole army.
Wait, what's their bless? What's their bless?
I don't know. He didn't post their bless.
Wait, what?
No, he called him hell blessed. He didn't post their bless.
But hell bless can mean so much shit.
I know. I don't know what he means by hell blessed. They could have morale +1. They could have mega stats. They could have like blood bond, like barkskin. I don't think they have blood bond. He also brings a profit on the Pangean side, so they are blessed with whatever they're blessed with. I want you to now look at the top of the screen, and you see that darkness on there, and this is something. Oh, the earthquakes are going off! Look at that! Bam! They're getting them. But Rovsea, you discovered something about this darkness. Obviously, that's a higher level research than he mentioned in his research areas. This is a battle at 6. But what's the significance of darkness with earthquake, Rob? Because you pointed this out.
You see, it reduces your defense by 6.
Yo, Rocky, we're playing Lethal Company.
Fuck off. But what does that mean, Rob?
That means they all die to earthquake.
Right, because they have 6 less defense, and earthquake is defense negate. So this fight does not go the way it goes without that level 6 research at darkness. It's not like auxiliary. It's core to how this functions. So this is a fight at 6. Also, this is minor point. This is with debug mod on, which can be an easy way to test things, but you have to be careful because your mages will start off-scripting researches you don't have necessarily. So the mages start casting Raise Dead, which means there's dead in the province, and a horde of skeletons after they go off-script, which is another 5 level. Those are spells at level 4 and 5 there. So, like, that's, Blade Wind is Evo 5, so it comes online with Earthquake, but that other spell doesn't. So, like, that's another issue. This is clearly not a test, it's a demo, which don't have to be fair. You're simply demonstrating power. It doesn't have to be as fair as a test, but this demo doesn't even demonstrate what Lucid says it demonstrates, because he says, oh, we're at 4s and 5s research, which isn't that high. Now, I kind of disagree. 5s is getting into the mid-game, and we talked about how these Hurin Priests are pretty dog in the early game, but whatever. That's a matter of opinion. But we have a 6. Now, that's well into the mid-game. So, and it is required for this battle to even go the way it goes. So that doesn't even demonstrate what he wants it to demonstrate, much less being a valid test, which of course it is not a valid test.
Did I tell you about it, HP? When Rob brought it up, I did specifically a test and not a demo, where I did a similar situation. It wasn't exact, but without darkness, they only wound or kill something like 1/5 of the centaurs. It's 1/5 of the centaurs die, and another 5th get wounded by a single earthquake.
Now hold on. In your test, Darkwolf, you did have the centaurs having a plus 4 attack, defense, and strength, and you did not have a cloud of chaff with Nazca. So that's the kind of thing that's important to bring up in a test. But yeah, we have reason to believe that these results would be very different with even a little bit of different circumstances. And Rovsea, I think you brought up that dark vision or spirit sight is not very strenuous of a bless to put on Pan on your white centaurs. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's pretty common to have a nature point left over, and it's a little bit less common to see spirit sight, but either the dark vision bless or spirit sight aren't really that expensive. So if Pan was planning on doing a stat bless or something similar, it wouldn't be weird to work those in.
Right. Though, of course, Pan could have something totally yoked. We don't know because we don't know the bless, and that's kind of a big sticking point for any test or demo to have to make it valid. You really need to show what blesses people have on either side, especially if you're going to call something a hell bless. So yeah, I don't think this demo demonstrates its point very well. I think he could have done a lot better if he just had like two to four communion slaves, 2 or 3 communion masters, and just a wind of death, a big army that could have gems and buffs because they would get to do it turn 0, and it would show them how much of that army that would blow up, which you'd sacrifice.
There's another issue with that, though.
What?
Well, Wind of Death is, correct me if I'm wrong, Evocation 7.
That's true.
Well, outside of the
Yeah.
early game.
Yeah, that's true, but it would just demonstrate the sort of late game high level play that he talks about later in this video.
The late game, you're the best in the game, in my opinion. I think Nazca has the best in the game late game, and like for like a very high skilled lobby, by far. Like you
just wanted to bring up here that this take doesn't really clash that much with what we said in the podcast. I don't think anybody in the cast said that they weren't powerful in the late game when innate casters go online, and I think we did bring up that they start getting useful in the late game when you can start putting things up turn 0 with your innate casters. By the way, if we haven't been over it, innate casters get a casting round in round 0 before the battle has actually started, and that's why one of the reasons why they're it's a very powerful ability and why we talk about it so much. But yeah, I did want to bring that up because especially like in the podcast, ROVSE-UH gets no respect because he'll have a take where like 2 or 3 of us will have a take and Rovsea will disagree with the take, and then anytime someone responds or is in the comments section, this is not just Lucid, this is the commenters of our podcast, someone in the comments section will be like, oh yeah, well, you all think this, but I think this, and it'll be something Rov actually like said in the podcast, so like, maybe give him a little bit of credit. He's the guy who still thinks Nazca's S tier. I think it's A. Darkwolf thinks it's A, or I think it's A or B. Soron thinks it's like C.
I can clarify my view if you want.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I believe in the video, Lucid says that in a high skilled lobby, you would have a Nazca get attacked like in a 3v1 or a 4v1. In my opinion, Nazca is not so strong in the early game that another strong nation would need to 3v1 them. For example, the pan that is used in this demo. A strong pan player, such as in a high-skilled lobby, I think is fully capable of even 1v1ing Nazca early. But yeah, I still think that they're probably, up there in the top 2 in the age. I still think they're one of the strongest nations in the game. So I don't exactly disagree with Lucid on that point.
I do disagree with them on that point, but that's kind of the point. If you listen to the cast, it's like there's disagreement among the podcasters. So give Rob a little bit of respect. If he has a take that you agree with, and you agree with the rest, and the rest of us disagree with them, like say that. Don't just say like, oh yeah, you guys in the cast say this, and it's like, well, 3 of us do, but maybe one of us doesn't. And then bringing it back to that pan interacting with the high skill, just another way that the demo doesn't demo is that like, yeah, you don't have to show players playing at their optimum to demonstrate power, but if you're gonna come around in the like later edges of the video and talk about how like what high skill players are gonna do and how high skill things are, then don't show a pan Gia waddling a 230 centaur doom stack with 4 mages and no gem support. 180, yeah. Like, and some main ads, but who cares? And 4 pans just waddling straight into a Nazca earthquake trap that is absolutely visible on the main map. Like, all those Pan guys, except the main ads, they've got stealth. Like, Pan has dryads that could, like, really throw a wrench by seducing some of the Hurin Priests. They don't have great morale. They have okay morale. And they they could throw a wrench into it by seducing them. Even a failed seduction getting them to blow the earthquake could have really put a wrench into that. So don't come out and talk about how like high level players will do this in the later part of the video, when in the early part of the video you had a demonstration that was very much not high level play on at least one side.
Pog or dog for the Hurin Priest? Jesus Christ. I think this is one of the best units in the game. Is it the best unit in the game on turn 20? I mean, maybe not. You know, probably not the best mage in the game on turn 20. But it's so fucking good. It's unbelievably good. I'm just ashamed that anybody thinks it's not good. I'm not ashamed. I mean, I understand. I don't fault you if you do, but yeah, it's probably just you haven't seen it used right.
Excuse me? Haven't seen it used right. I still haven't seen it used right because you can't even use the motherfucker.
Good lord.
Ashamed looking ass. Ashamed looking ass. I'm ashamed that you made this video and marketed it to our impressionable young viewers.
I'm gonna stop the recording.